Evening, everyone. Good evening. Okay, today we're going to explore and fascinating area in second language acquisition that how language learning involves much more than grammar and vocabulary. Our main topic is called Beyond the Domain of Language. Okay, the main idea, let's start with a quick equation. Okay, please take 5 seconds and think that of one thing that you cannot fully explain with word, and it can be feeling, it can be a memory, it can be a moment or anything. Okay, please. Okay, now raise your hand and share it in 1 sentence. Don't worry guys if you cannot describe it perfectly. Okay, does anyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
One thing I can fully describe how much I appreciate someone who support me during a difficult time. What's like thank you or don't feel enough.
Okay, great. That's great. Okay, you have been demonstrated the key idea of today's lesson. That word alone is cannot sometimes enough to express to me. Okay, let's move into the main topic is emotion and motivation. Okay, let me ask you something, guys. Have you ever felt nervous or anxiety when you speak in English? Okay, raise your hand. Okay. Right? And what happens when you are nervous? Do the word come smoothly or do they disappear? Yeah. Okay, exactly. That is because emotion affect language performance when you are stressed or your brain is focused on survival, not communication. Okay. Who here speak English more fluently when you are excited or in a good mood? You guys? Okay. That's motivation working, guys. When you are motivated, your brain is more open to learning. So language learning is not about only a grammar, it's about your feeling too. That affect your fluency. Okay, next is trauma and personal experience. Now, have you ever had a bad experience in learning English? Maybe someone laughed at you at your pronunciation. Have you ever? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. When that happens, if your grammar is good, your mind blocks you. This is what we call emotion barriers in SLR. Why do you think one negative comment can affect your speaking for a year?
Yes. This is
Like same or Syria? Great. That's so you how past experience that language learning, not a grammar. Okay, let's move to non-verbal communication. Okay. Okay, now let's move to Nonverbal communication. Communication is never just about what we say, but a huge part of meaning comes from nonverbal nonverbal cues such as facial expression, gesture, posture, physical distance, eye contact, tone of voice, and pause or silence. For example, the sentence "I'm fine" can express happiness, frustration, sadness, or sarcasm, depending on tone and facial expression. A learner who only focuses on vocabulary may misunderstanding the entire intended meaning. This is so that to truly communicate in a second language acquisition as learners must also understand the nonverbal system that accompanies speech. Okay, let's move to 4. Social and cultural factor. The language is shaped by society and culture. What is considered is polite, rude, friendly, or formal phrase within the culture. For example, some cultures show the politeness through the indirectness. Others through direct communication. Some communicate respect by lowering their voice or avoiding eye contact. Others show respect by maintaining eye contact. If a learner does not understand this cultural norms, misunderstanding can happen. Even if the grammar is perfect, this is why SLS scholar emphasizes that language learner is also learning cultural meaning system, not just a word. Next is art, music, and identity. There are things that word cannot express clearly, like the beauty of a song, the sadness in a painting, or the feeling of belonging to a group. These ideas come from emotional, sensory, and a symbolic experience. For example, a learner may use English to talk about their identity, but the deeper aspects such as national pride, spiritual feeling, or nostalgia may not translate well. Now this is called as the language is not one of many ways that human create meaning. Sometimes music, color, or faith share experience express what a word that cannot express. So when we say beyond the domain of language, what we mean that developing a second language depends on emotional state, motivation and confidence, personal identity, and experience, trauma, nonverbal communication, those are social and cultural meaning system, and identity, art, and human experience. Understanding this non-linguistic factor help us teach and learn language more actively because communication is not just about grammar, it's about being human. Okay, now I want you to write it down. To these two equations. You can write it on this equation, and I'll give you 2 minutes to discuss. Okay. There anyone want to share the answer? Anyone? Okay.
The world is a childhood memory of playing in the rain.
Then,
And which for the first question, why my full expression is how the explanation is how the rain smell and how cold it feel or how happily you were at that moment.
which with loneliness are involved?
Emotional, sensory memory, and personal experience.
Okay, that's great. We have just analyzed how meaning is shaped by more than grammar. It goes on to reflect on this question. What part of your own English experience has been beyond grammar and vocabulary? Think about emotional confidence and culture, identity, or anything else. This awareness